Signal Chasers.
Hello Internet and welcome back to Signal Chasers. So, we're currently just sitting in our little cockpit, wasting some time away. I hoped it would be day sooner than it is, but I guess you can't control that sort of thing. We've got a battery. We've got a basic refinery, basic assembler. Got a solar panel. We're pretty well set. I talked about building a just stone collection arm. Would I be better served doing that? Or building a flying miner? Now, I think I'd be better served with a base-mounted rig first. Because a base-mounted rig will put a bunch of material in here that I can then use to build that flying miner, which is going to take probably more parts than I have. So, don't need that steel. I mean, we do, but I don't think I need it queued. Yeah, I guess. Let's get all the parts. What parts do I have? So, got all this stuff. Is there anything? Yep, there's some stuff in here. Ooh, now do I... A small grid drill is a lot cheaper than a large grid one. In terms of steel plate, it's like a tenth. I'd already intended to build a sort of arm rig. So maybe we go ahead and just build an arm rig with a small grid drill, clear out the local area. Then I can build a little bigger, then eventually get enough stuff that I can, well, I'll probably just build the flying ship. So, hinge. Add small head. Let's see how much of this I can build. All of it. Well, that's convenient. Now, can I build... Still not seeing conveyors. What do I need to build a conveyor? Oh, that's something. I can grind down the beacon on the landing pod, and that'll remind me how to build antennas. A landing gear would probably be smart, even if I don't need to use it. A cargo container. Okay. Well, yeah, that's why I wanted a cargo container on this thing. But if I'm right... Yeah, that's the cargo container on the base. Okay. So I'm gonna have to build this first. Which I may be able to do. Maybe. Pretty sure... Yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay. So a few more trips. I can build that. Then I can build the conveyors I need to connect up this drill. I think it'll still probably be cheaper than just building a large grid drill. Because I'd have to mine this anyway to build the large grid drill. And then I wouldn't have... I'd still have to build this thing anyway. How much stuff do I actually need? Oh, I'm building the steel that I don't need. So if I drop that to the back, I may actually have enough stuff as is. Yeah, stop it with the steel. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now we have cargo, which is good. And I can build conveyors. Which means I can build this thing if I had the parts for it. Which I don't. We don't need all those interior plate there. So, one of those, and one of these. So this will be a real bare basic thing. Essentially, I just turn it on, angle it towards the mountain. Just very slowly. It'll drill out all this area, hopefully. And then maybe I just stick a piston in there, extend it out a bit. This doesn't need to be a super big rig, I don't think. It just needs to work. And I finally have somewhere I can put junk. Let's just clear this out so we don't queue up unnecessary stuff. Okay. Now I think I should start or continue tearing this thing apart. Because this may well give me the stuff I need to build the drill and connector assembly. And then I don't really need to worry about what I produce because I'll be mining the stuff then. Oh, I do want to be careful though, because the only thing holding all this to the base is that cockpit that's barely connected. So... oh yeah, we're real close. In fact, so one computer and 2 small steel tubes. I betcha. We just kinda... there's a tube. Won't need this parachute where I'm going. Whoops. Could have used that other stuff. Am I able to build... yes, I'm able to build a gyro. No, I'm not able to build a gyro. Well, probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that gyro. But, can I get in... if I get rid of some of this armor, I should be able to go in and grind down and repair this beacon. That'll unlock some stuff. There we go. And then it's got a small steel tube and a computer, so just grind it away. Okay. There's that. There's that. Now, just turn you on. We also have just a hint of sun. So that's going to be lovely. Oh, and I even have a control access right here next to the hinge. Okay. Right. So a tip with hinges, this little dash indicates the negative direction. So for this hinge to go into the hillside, I want to start rotating it very slowly positive. So let's find our hinge. Velocity, we'll go 0.2. Nice and slow. But that should here. Yep, it's already starting to dig a bit. Which is getting it some stone, which is then going in and getting refined. I can cancel that because I don't need it. Okay. Well, things are going well. Let's dump all our extra stuff in there.
Energy critical.
And get some power. Yeah, that seems to be working well. So... yeah, we've got a bunch of stone. It'll finish its rotation soon. In fact, I think it's just done so. Maybe I rotate it back even slower, because it's getting a wider area than it did on its first pass. So let's try that. So, drills do tend to... You know, they do most of their area in one go, but if you kind of leave them there a second, they'll get a little more. We'll go ahead and set the minimum to 0, so it'll come back out straight over the hole. Then I can stick a piston on and get even more stone. In fact, that's a custom turret controller. I don't have timer blocks or anything yet. What do I need for those? Okay, so if I build a light, I can unlock timer blocks. What do I need for a gyroscope? It's probably going to be like a cockpit. Yep. So if I build a cockpit, I'll get a gyroscope. I should build... Let's see if I can real quick build just a landing gear and a light. I should have the bits. At least for the light. Those are easy. There we go. And... yeah. It doesn't have to be pretty. Okay. So that's given me some of the blocks I need. Well, that does its mining. Yeah, let's go ahead and completely disassemble this. In fact... I guess I should maybe have a gun on me. Oh, and it looks like that... Right-click to read. So you were looking for more jobs or trade? Sure, we can sort you out. Take a look at this place. It's a bit remote, but rumor goes that pilots find good opportunities here. Okay, so that's that MTMA station. I think that's the thing I can see. Yeah. So that's not a player thing, that is an economy thing. But that could be useful too. I may explore some of the economy stuff, because I've never really messed with it. And it would make some sense, given that I'm in, you know, just kind of existing in a world here. See what I can do, you know, build my fast ship and zip around the place. Ooh, there's a timer block on here. Granted, I can now build them. That hinge is very slow. Well, I've gotten some bits. Let's get this one more bit, because I'm going to need one. Well, more than one. So my idea here, I think this is done being useful. If I stick a piston on here and then the drill, I should be able to use some timer blocks and maybe a event controller to automate this so that it'll go across, drill its pass, finish drilling, push the piston out a little bit, and keep going. We should also, let's check this. So the assembler's got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we've got some iron built up. So we now have enough resources to actually get moving. So we're gonna need at least one, let's maybe go 2 timer blocks. Then I want to see what I can do with an event controller. If I have something related to, like, hinge position. Let's see. Distance to target, door opened, speed change. Speed change may work, but I don't know if that works on subgrids or if that would count like the base speed, which should be 0. So I have a piston position. Okay, so I have piston position, but not hinge position. That's annoying. Power output, stored power. Well, then I don't think an event controller is going to be useful here. But timer blocks should be. So essentially what I need this system to do, I'll have the hinge rotate. I should be able to do some math to figure out how long that'll take. So once the hinge rotates fully, I want a timer to trigger that moves this piston forward and starts the hinge moving back. And then the same thing happens. It should take the same amount of time to move back to the original. So I should be able to do that with just the 2 of these. Okay, so we have drill TB and drill TB2. So drill TB will tell our hinge to reverse direction. It will then trigger yeah, it should be able to just trigger TB2. TB2 ooh. Yeah, this should work. So TB2 will then increase the maximum distance of the piston. I'll start that at 0 by default, so it should go up by like 0.6 or something, I forget exactly, but it goes up by a controlled amount. So it'll tick that once, and then start the countdown on this? No. It needs to trigger drill TB, which means drill TB doesn't trigger, it starts a timer on drill TB2. So I activate drill TB, it starts the hinge rotating. I'll have to do that initially the first time. Actually, no, I won't, because it's currently pushing to the left. It's just at its limit. So it'll start the hinge rotating. Then TB2 is the timer that will reverse it once it finishes its go. And it also extends the piston. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So now... So we're going at 0.05 rotations per minute. That would be full 360 degrees. Math. Okay. I have no idea if this math is right, but I think it might be. So, we're going from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, so that is a fourth of a rotation. It's going at 0.05 rotations per minute. So, if it were going 1 rotation per minute, it would make a quarter of a rotation in 15 seconds. Then we're going this speed. So, I think it takes 300 seconds to do its thing. So, oh god, what's 300 over 60? So that's like 5 minutes. That makes sense. Oh, and I can just type in 300 seconds, please. Alright. I'm going to assume that math is good. And maybe add just a little more for a safety buffer. So, we should then turn on our drill. And if I hit trigger now, it should just do its thing. Is the hinge hinging? Yes, it is. Alright. So that should take about 5 minutes to do its arc. Then it'll push it out a little bit, and it'll do an arc again. And eventually it'll reach the end of that piston length, and then I tear it apart and build another one. Though at that point I may not worry about it, because I may have enough stone that I feel comfortable, at least initially. Let's go ahead and finish tearing this apart. Though I need something... Put all that away. I need to have an O2H2 gen on this base somewhere. So maybe we do what I was saying before. Get the parts for one of these. It won't let me build because this is too close. Oh, but I can just push it. Super moon strength. Is that enough? Won't let me build it anyway. Okay, well let's do a hinge, because hinges are a little easier. So, similar to what's going on over with the drill, I'll have this convert to a small grid, and then it will hold... This is difficult. Look at that drill go, though. We'll have a small head on here. Get the bits for it. Then it'll hold our small grid O2H2 gen. So that's all I should need. We can get all, well, some of that junk out too. Then I can essentially just tear all this down. Stick a small grid O2H2 gen on the hinge there. Weld up this survival kit with the bits from that survival kit, because I think they're actually the same small to large grid. Now I've got a full-on little base. Oops. Well, I mean, that was kind of inevitable, wasn't it? And I'm gonna need more steel, but... Yep, I have it. There's a survival kit, which I can now use to refill with whatnot, including oxygen and hydrogen. because that's all piped together. How far are we coming along on our timers? About a minute left. That makes sense. So yeah, I think that automated system will do its thing. Unfortunately, my only easy cargo access point is now over here. Well, I know if you look at this panel and hit I, you can access the cargo directly. Can I pull stuff from there? No. Well, that's a pain. I mean, I guess I can always just circle around here. Let's get the rest of this cleaned up, and then I guess maybe we look into building a little scout. Or maybe we just go and get some of the resources down below that we can now get and actually refine, because we've got the ability to refine them. Alright. Now we have one singular battery. Let's see. Whoop. See if I survive the connection problem. But if I build this on here, I wonder if it'll still count it as the respawn ship. Also, I unlocked some new bits. Doesn't say it's gonna respawn eventually, so that's good. But that'll probably just be the start of my mining machine. Oh, and did this do its thing? It's coming back. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot I was supposed to set the maximum distance to 0 and reverse the hinge. Right. Or reverse the piston. Okay, so it didn't... Oh. Maybe it moved itself forward. No. It's just kind of jiggling. I guess I could try sharing an Ursa tensor on all this stuff and hopefully it doesn't explode. Oh. Or maybe I can't. That's interesting. Whoa. Apparently there was a bunch of chatter there that I missed. Surprised there hasn't been more of that, but, you know, I guess it saves me having to read through and edit things. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that this system is working. I know it at least reversed, so that's a good step. It obviously didn't extend, because I forgot to set that to work. But, yeah, looks like somebody got found. Yeah, well. I know that I was not the one who griefed somebody, and that's the important thing. But, let's dump all this extra stuff I have now. Yeah, I think... I guess I should check. My battery is slowly recharging. Probably want to shut this stuff off if I leave. But I think for now... go over here where it's a better view. Yeah, I think for now, we're going to go ahead and call the episode. So, we're making more progress. We've got, I mean, that's a functional base. Very compact, of course, but it does the job it needs to do. Yeah. I think we should be good. Probably build a little scout miner flying machine next. Do some scout flying mining around. Then, guess we get started on the ship. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to hit that join button if you like this content and want to see more. And until next week, bye bye.